spent time with myself and reflecting. If y'all don't know, here I am 5 years later as a manager, and I'm thinking like, I think there's time for a career because at the end of the day, no one wants to be mediocre. But people live in mediocrity. I absolutely love my job. I love what I do. I love that I get to. Does this stagnation mean it's time for me to? Hi, cousins, and welcome back to another episode of the Finessing Failure podcast. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different because I'm not talking about finessing failure or finessing your next side hustle or even how to start a certain business. Today, I'm diving a little bit deeper into who I am, and we're going to go deep down into some things that I have unpacked over the last few days that I really want to just get off my chest because I need an outlet. And as y'all know, I'm trying to get into my content creation era and I'm trying to get into my influencer bag. And I genuinely think that this is the greatest place to start because I genuinely want really, really bad to succeed. But I feel like I have so much blockage in my way that I can't succeed without moving forward, without healing through past traumas and healing through the things that I've done to other people and the things that people have done to me in order to become my best self. We're diving a lot deeper into healing and self-discovery and self-love because that is the era that I'm in right now. And I don't necessarily think it's fair for me to pour from an empty cup. So in order to give you guys the content that I know y'all are wanting and the content that I'm wanting to pick out for you guys, I am having to go through this era first. And obviously we're all human and we all go through these things. So I think there's no better way to go through a journey than with someone else who's going through the same journey or someone you can learn something from. So this is not going to be one of those no dialogue type of podcasts. So welcome to the cookout. This is going to be a very different season, but I'm excited for the season and I'm excited to see how we grow together, but how we also grow as individuals in this season. This era for me is definitely called my healing journey because I have a lot of healing to do. So as y'all all know, we're going to start. Oh no, I don't have a lighter. Hold on, let's go grab a lighter. So, as you know, I'm just going to go ahead and light this candle. I got this candle from Marshall's. It is Stormy Night and it's supposed to have been lasting 56 hours. I've only burnt this candle maybe 12 total, but that's okay because we do like the smell. We are just going to be trying different candles that are not Bath and Body Works candles because I'm trying to do something different. So, if you know a candle maker or you know someone who has a great recommendation for candles, let me know because your girl loves a good candle. We are all lit, which means we are ready to go. I'm gonna set it right below us. So let's go ahead and dive into the topic. Oh gosh, part one, my new calling. So I've been in Huntsville, Alabama for well over 6 years now. I moved here in May of 2019 and I've been here ever since. Obviously, May just passed, so this will be my 6th year here. I moved down here with a significant other. I stayed because of the potential of growth within my job. And unfortunately, that potential of growth did happen for me. It's just now pretty much stagnant. And I stopped doing a lot of the things that I love doing because of the job, because of the hours that I was working. And now I'm at a place where I'm thinking, does this stagnation mean it's time for me to move on? Or does it mean I need to learn patience? I have been put in several situations in the past year where I have to use the skills that I've learned in the past in order to make it through my overall, what's the word I'm looking for, to make it through and grow. So with my growth with the company I'm currently at, it's very slim to none, and no one wants to be at a company where they don't see themselves growing or maneuvering past what someone else sees for them. Now I know that sounds really weird because Courtney, is there growth, is there not growth? There is a growth potential. It's just not in the area or industry that I'm wanting to grow. I want to do more learning and development and teaching and mentoring and things of that nature, while they want me to do that while also operating an entire business. And that's just not something that I want to do for my 9 to 5. Plus, the hours are long, they're killer. And don't get me wrong, I absolutely love my job. I love what I do. I love that I get to meet new people every single day and that I get to create relationships with my coworkers and the employees that I manage. But it doesn't mean that that's what I need to be stuck doing for the rest of my life just because I love it for right now. I have to keep thinking like I am 28 years, well, sorry, I'm almost 28 years old. There are 28-year-olds who have traveled the world, who have seen a lot more than I've seen, who've done a lot more than I've done, who have their degree, who have all of this experience. And then there's me. And for a long time I felt like, girl, you're not good enough to have these type of jobs. You're not stable enough to be able to go out and do the things that you want to do. And that's one of the reasons why I opened up my first business, because I wanted to create the life that I, one, saw other people living, even though that's not the right thing to do. That's not the right reason to create a business. That's not a right reason to go into business. The end result of the business was, I know that this is possible if I keep going. So, what am I going to do now? This is my present thought. What am I going to do now in order to push myself to be a better version of me? Because at the end of the day, no one wants to be mediocre, but people live in mediocrity every single day. And that's just not for me. So, I kept thinking to myself, like, Courtney, what are you going to do? Are you going to move? Are you going to go somewhere else? And mind you, the company that I work for has offered me several different positions. What they think is growth, or what they see is growth within the company that I necessarily don't see, but that's neither here nor there. And a lot of them is because a lot of the reasons that I turned the jobs down was more so because I wasn't ready. I wasn't prepared to be put in an uncomfortable position. I don't think that I'm ready, or I don't think that I know enough to go in here and kill it. And I'm not super confident in myself to go and do that. I'm still learning things every single day that I need to know for my current position. Now, while my current position is something that I've been dominating through our entire company for the last 2 years, and I'm not going to say that I haven't made some really mistakes. And I'm also not going to say that you haven't helped me learn. I would rather make 1,000 mistakes a day and learn 1,000 lessons than go through a job or a career and be as mundane and do the bare minimum as possible without any type of mental or physical growth within myself or within the job that I'm learning. Like that are easily replaceable. And if this is going to be the job that I want and I want to continue to have, that's something that I had to think about as well. I want to be the best. I want to be able to do the best and be the best at what I do. So I'm going to put forth that effort to do so. But now here I am 5 years later as a manager, and I'm thinking like, I think there's time for a career shift. I think that there's time for me to move on. Have I done everything that I was supposed to do here in Huntsville, Alabama, that I didn't do in Augusta, Georgia, where I was before moving here? And I do think that I have grown into a beautiful, amazing human being. And I also think that I had to move out of Augusta to really get to know who I was and be in solitude before introducing myself into another area, such as moving back home. There was a reason that I left home in the first place. And I go through this thought so many times a day, because like I would love to be back home. Yes, I would love to see my niece and spend time with her, and see my godchild and spend time with her, and my family, and just like have a good time and spend time with them. But I think that I cherish the moments that I have now with them so much because I don't have access to them as I easily would if I did live back home. So this past weekend, I did go back home and I spent time with my sister and some time with my niece, but mostly I spent time with myself and reflecting. If y'all don't know, I drive about 9 hours to go see my family once or twice a year. But within those 9 hours, I'm reflecting, I'm thinking, and y'all already know driving is mentally exhausting enough. You don't want to add on thinking to that, but you have to do something with your time. You can't just listen to music and podcasts and watch a TV show every single drive. You have to start thinking critically. And that's when I realized like drives have molded my mind into thinking critically, as well as thinking what is the best for me. So, as far as the career shift, as far as the career move, I do have some things that I want to do. I want to finish my degree. And I know that I'm one of the main advocates for you don't have to have a degree to be successful. You don't. I make 6 figures a year off of just my regular 9 to 5 job, and I don't have a degree. But my mental, my body, my spirit are all lacking because I'm spending so much time at work, so much time mentally exhausted, because I deal with people all day, whether that's the people that I work with or the people that come inside the restaurant. And that's not a bad thing. But if you talk to any server, bartender, manager, GM, all of them will tell you the same thing. It is, you will experience burnout so much faster in the restaurant industry because you're dealing with so many people on a day to day basis than you will in any other industry. Yes, you can experience burnout because you're a therapist and you're tired of hearing other people's problems. And yes, you can, it's like burnout where you're tired of being around your family because you're a stay at home mom. Everyone experiences a different type of burnout. Me dealing with it, I go on vacations. I clear my mind. I get out of the city. I do something different. I try different things because this is taking my mind off of everything that's going on in my actual life. And I'm actually living my life when I am on vacation. I'm not just alive. And I know those words are damn near the same, but I want you to understand being alive is not the same as living, and working in a restaurant is not the same as being in a having a successful career, because success determined by me is not only financial gain and financial, or not being financially set. Success to me means I am in a healthy environment. I like the people I work with. I like my job. It does financially stimulate me, and I can be am financially stable with the job that I have. But it also, at the same in the same sentence, in a parallel, says to me, don't want to work long hours. I don't want to have to work 11 to 12 hours a day and stay super late on the weekends because we're short staffed, or have to come into work and work extra hard because we're short staffed. So one of the main reasons that I decided to get my degree was because I already have the customer facing managerial leadership and development experience. The degree is only going to strengthen my resume to put me in a job field where I can facilitate learning, and where I can show people how to do things and teach to them and coach them in the area that I want to do that. I would love to be able to do that in a restaurant, but the company that I currently work for, they don't have that department yet. And that's perfectly fine because the company is a little bit smaller, which is understandable. But that doesn't mean that I have to put my life on hold and wait for a company to get it together when I know what I want in real time. So that is a long-winded way of saying I am choosing me and maneuvering me away from um company or the job that I currently hold to hopefully find something better with getting my degree. And that was a very huge choice of mine because I stopped going to school in 2016, 2017. I dropped out of college. I started working. I started making buku money. I was having a great time. Um, I decided like I do want to get my degree, and I went back for a full year or a semester, and then I stopped again for another semester, and then I went back for a full year, and now I'm sitting at 11 classes needed to finish my degree, and 11 classes is what's standing in between me and my next big move. So if you yourself are struggling with your next move, your next idea, go ahead and sit down and say, is the path that I'm on, the trajectory going to put me in the space that I want to be in, or am I okay with being stagnant and staying where I am right now because it's comfortable? That is one of the questions I had to ask myself because I am very comfortable, but I don't think that comfortability breeds success. I think comfortability breeds mediocrity, and it allows you to stay in the same mental, physical, emotional, career based decisions and choices no matter what you do. So, like, you may have a bad day and you have to like out a different way to handle it. You might hate your job one day and that be like 13th reason. But what have you been doing this entire time to push past that 13th reason and make yourself better? These are not only questions that I'm trying to ask you guys, these are questions that I'm asking myself because at the end of the day, who says that we're stuck doing A, B, and C when there are a world of possibilities out there? So those are some questions I want you to answer yourself. Even if you don't answer those questions in the comments and you really just think to yourself, make sure you do some deep core thinking behind it all because you can't just go you can't just be stagnant in life and not want growth. And that's one thing that I'm really upset with myself about because I stayed stagnant for 3 years. The last 3 years, I've had little to no growth within myself or within my career. And I am a workhorse. I am someone who craves work. One of my good friends says, I love the grind, I love the hustle. And I do. I genuinely love being challenged every single day. I love learning new things. I learned 8 side hustles in a year and a half just because I wanted to. I love being challenged. But in the last 3 years, I was okay with mediocrity. And that's a story all on its own. And I'm sure we're going to get there eventually. But my message to you today is don't settle for mediocrity. If you see yourself on a trajectory where you don't think that this is something that you're going to be able to like with or grow from, or you see no growth period within yourself in this position, whether it's a job or a relationship, or even being able to speak to yourself, there needs to be some type of change that goes on, and you need to be the first person to institute that change. You can't expect your mom, dad, sister, cousin, brother to institute that change for you. It's not going to happen. Some stranger on the internet can't make you do anything. We can only tell you our experiences, which is what I'm doing, and help you through those experiences. So I hope you guys liked part 1 of this season. This is episode 1, and episode 1, as y'all can already tell, is all about me going through my mind and emptying out some thoughts that I wanted to give you guys, but also helping you along your journey of knowing when it's time for a career change, knowing when it's time for a change, period, in your life. As always, I love you guys, and I'll see y'all in episode 2 of our healing era or our healing journey.